Imagine this picture. It is Monday morning. You open your laptop, and before you even start working, you tell an AI, prepare everything I need for this week. Then you leave to make yourself a cup of coffee, and when you come back 20 minutes later, you find your calendar neatly organized, meetings that were overlapping have been rescheduled, and long email thread has been summarized into a few key points. A report waiting in your inbox has already been considered into one-page overview. You even see a reminder that your passport expires in 3 months because the AI noticed you have an international trip coming up. And you have all this just after one short task. Now compare that with how most of us use AI today. You ask GPT to help with one task. It gives you one answer. When you ask for the next thing and then the next one, every step depends on another prompt from you. At first glance, that might not seem like a big difference. After all, both systems are using AI and both are trying to help you. But this is exactly where everything changes. The biggest shift in AI, not that it is getting better in answering questions, it is that AI is beginning to carry out tasks on its own. Instead of waiting for your next instruction, it can decide what needs to happen next and keep working towards a goal. That is the idea behind an AI agent. And once we understand how agents work, we will start seeing why so many companies are investing in them, why they are changing the way people work, and why they also introduce a completely new set of challenges. So, if today's AI are already so capable, why doesn't it simply finish the job? The answer is surprisingly simple. The most AI systems are designed to stop after giving you an answer. You are planning a vacation, so you ask AI to create a 5-day itinerary for Italy. A few seconds later, you have a fantastic plan. Every day is organized, the recommendations looks great, and the whole trip feels carefully thought out. But in fact, you still have to compare flights prices, book the hotel, reserve the train tickets, check opening hours, add everything to your calendar, and make sure none of your reservations overlap. The AI helped you think, but it didn't help you do. Now, take a completely different situation. You are a software developer trying to find a cause of the performance issue. You ask AI to review your application and identify why it's showing it down. A chatbot will usually answer with something like, sure, send me the code, and that's perfectly reasonable, because it cannot inspect something it doesn't have access to. An AI agent approaches the same request very differently. It can open the project, analyze the recent changes, run performance checks, compare logs, identify suspicious areas, and then come back with a report explaining what it found. That's the gap people often miss. When they hear the words artificial intelligence, they naturally expect the AI to outcomplete the task. But most of the AI we use today was never designed for it. It was built to answer, not to keep working once the answer was given. So once you see the distinction, the idea of an AI agent starts to make a lot more sense. So far, we covered what an agent can do. The next question is the more interesting one: how does it actually know what to do next? The answer is simpler than most people expect. An AI agent doesn't receive one instruction and magically solve the whole problem. Instead, it works through a series of small decisions, checking its progress after every step. Think about how you would organize a company workshop. You probably would not try to solve everything in your head before taking any action. First, you would check everyone's availability. Once you have that, you would look for a suitable date. Only then you would search for a meeting room that's actually free. After booking the room, you would send invitations, and if several people could not attend, you would adjust your plan and try again. Without realizing it, you have been working in a loop. You look at the situation, you decide what to do next, you do it, then you do check whether it moved closer to your goal. If it did, you continue. If it didn't, you try to do something else. An AI agent follows exactly the same pattern. Take another example. Say you ask an agent to help your customer support team. A customer writes, I ordered my package 2 weeks ago, but it still hasn't arrived. The agent doesn't immediately write and apologize. Instead, it starts gathering information. It checks the order, it looks up the shipping status, it notices the package is delayed because the delivery address could not be verified. Now it has enough context to decide what should happen next. Maybe it sends the customer a message asking them to confirm their address. Maybe it creates a support ticket because a human needs to review the case. Or maybe it discovers the package was lost and automatically prepares a replacement order for approval. Every decision here depends on the result of the one before it. That's what makes an agent feel intelligent. Not because it knows everything from the start, but because it keeps learning while it works. In AI, this process is often called the agent loop. Different people describe it in slightly different ways, but the idea stays the same. The agent looks at the current situation, decides on the next step, takes that step, then checks the outcome before deciding what to do next. That cycle continues until the goal has been reached, or until the agent realizes it needs help from a person. And that last part matters very much. A good agent doesn't try to solve everything on its own. It also knows when to stop and ask the assistance. And that turns out to be just as valuable as knowing when to continue. This isn't about technology anymore, it is about the impact. Let's move quickly through a few different professions. Software developer, instead of manually checking logs, metrics, pull requests, or deployments, the agent investigates first and comes back with the three likely causes. And developer here spends time solving the problem instead of searching for it. Marketing. Instead of collecting campaign data from 5 dashboards, the agent gathers the numbers, compares them with the last month, highlights unusual changes, and prepares a summary. The marketer starts the day with the insights instead of the spreadsheets. The sales department. The agent noticed the customer hasn't been contacted in 2 weeks. It checks previous conversations, drafts, follow-up emails, and reminds the salesperson before the opportunity goes cold. HR also use agents very much. For example, a new employee joins the company. The agent creates accounts, schedule onboarding meetings, send welcome materials, and reminds manager about the pending tasks. For small businesses owners, we can imagine that every morning the owner receives one-page sales, inventory, cash flow, customer complaints, anything unusual. Instead of opening 10 different applications, the owner starts with one overview. Across every one of these, the pattern is the same. People spend less time collecting information and more time deciding what to do with this information. And this is the biggest shift the agents bring into the everyday's work. By now, you might be wondering if agents can do all of this, why isn't everyone using them already? The short answer is trust, because every action has consequences. Imagine an agent managing your company's invoices. One incorrect payment isn't just a wrong answer, it is money leaving your account. Or picture an agent updating the thousands of products in an online store. One mistake could accidentally mark every item as out of stock. The more freedom an agent has, the more important it becomes to define its boundaries. That's why companies don't simply build agents, they build rules around them. Some actions require approval, some systems stay off limits, some decisions always go to a human. The goal isn't to replace people, it is to let people focus on decisions while the agent handles the repetitive work surrounding them. And that's the shift worth remembering. For years, we have judged AI by the quality of its answers. From now on, we will increasingly judge it by the quality of its actions. Because answering a question is helpful, finishing the work is the transformative. And that's exactly why AI agents are becoming one of the most important technologies to understand over the next few years. If you found this video helpful, learned something new, or discovered ways to simplify your workflow, boost your productivity, or even save money, please subscribe my channel and hit the like, because it really helps me to grow and keep digging to discover new things and continue creating more content like this. Also, leave a comment below with your thoughts, questions and experiences. My goal is for us to learn, grow and build real AI expertise together, and your feedback is an important part of that. Thanks for watching and see you in the next videos. Laughing, dance all night.